Going
Right.
live. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey,
Hello,
y'all.
hello. Go ahead. Hey, y'all, listen, girl.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to our monthly Wednesday live where we are going to recap our month. We are going to tell you some updates. We might even share some news. I don't know. There's
We
some
might.
changes. There's some changes in the air for Consignment Chats.
And now that seems funny to say as Samantha's not here. Don't worry. She's still with us.
There's some changes in the air. The 3 or 2 or no. We will. Hey, Carmen.
Hello.
We will. We'll update you at the end here of some things in the works and the plans, some changes that are happening. Yeah.
Some events. Yeah.
We got all kinds of things to share. So hang on.
Awesome.
Hang on. We're waiting for our other cohort to finish walking the dog and get her Hanahu in here.
Yes.
Libby, how was your month?
My month was about what I should expect, having been gone for almost 2 weeks of it. Yes.
Right,
so if I consider that, I'm happy. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that's we've said it a million times. In the end, you really kind of get what you give, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go on vacation, but you sold a lot of stuff on your vacation.
I sold a lot of stuff. I shipped out one day. There were about 130 packages. I lost count at some point because I was so overwhelmed by the whole thing. It was a lot, but it did force me to make some changes to my shipping process.
Okay.
And I did change some things. I made it easier for me to pull. I changed my process, like to pull the items more efficient. So I'm really psyched about that. So it all that pain and suffering turned out for the better. Yeah.
All right. Well, tell me about your vacation time. Let's tell everybody, what did you do when you went on vacation for 2 weeks as far as your business? How did you set that up or shut her down or what happened?
Yeah, I used time away. And I shut, off Poshmark and off Etsy and use time away on eBay because that's my main concern is eBay. And that worked really well. So while I was away, I did send offers and, did all those things, responded to messages. But, I didn't send out offers, maybe not even every day, like when I could get to it because I was on vacation. I did not have any scheduled listings going up or anything like that. And I actually didn't list. It might have been even about 16 days that I didn't list when all said and done. Between 14 and 16 days. Yeah.
Yeah. I did list a few days in there, a couple of items, but nothing big at all. So yeah. Good sales. I think it's we've talked about this before. You just got to keep eBay happy by touching her, saying, "Hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. Right? I'm here. I'm sending offers. I'm here. I'm answering emails. I'm here. I'm listing." All right.
Yeah, and I catch a lot of flack in the community about not banking listings or scheduling things to go out when I'm away. But when I'm away, I like to be away, right? As much as possible. And
I just dripped water right on my shirt, y'all.
Oh no. My sales were still good. Like I don't really think that I need to list every day, and that might be different from, what kind of business you run. Of course, if you can do that and your business is set up for that, great. Doesn't really work for me. I find it stressful. I like to put my listings up the second they get listed. Some of that may have to do with it being consigned, right? So I want to do the best I can for my consigners. And when it's listed, it goes up, and that's that. No fuss, no muss, no added complications into the process. Yeah.
Boom.
I like to keep things simple. Anybody that knows me knows I like to streamline, keep things simple, and not add extra fancy stuff to my process. Keep it simple. Yeah.
Simple is
How
good.
about you?
Simple is good. Again, you get what you give, right? I had some good moments and some not so good moments based on my participation.
Yeah. Before we, had the store on Time Away, you weren't really doing a whole lot of listing there for a while.
Right. Yeah. I know when I do it that, so this is weird, y'all. Most of you know Libby and I are under her business, but I ship things here from North Carolina. We have 2 different locations under our business on eBay. And oddly, we believe that the algorithm bases by your zip code, if that makes sense. Like, so if Libby is actively doing things from her zip code on eBay, her sales stay pretty consistent. I'm not to say there's not some ebbs and flows, right? I mean, there's days that people just aren't shopping or whatever, like normal things. But for me, because I'm North Carolina based and I do everything from the NC location, yeah, it's weird. I don't like Libby listing doesn't affect my listing. I have to list and put my listings from my location for my algorithm to work. And you would think it's one account, like as long as that account's active, but it's not. It is, we have come to the conclusion over the years that it is clearly based on how much work I put into my location versus her on her location. So I know there's not a lot of people that have the same business. Well, there probably are, but we don't know a lot of people that have the same business set up as us with multiple locations. But it is interesting. When we first had that thought a couple of years back and really tracked it, it really does.
It's almost like having 2 separate stores that are processing, through the algorithm. So yeah, it is very strange. And I mean, even last summer, like when I was moving and not, listing for months. Yeah. I mean, you were seeing consistent sales. I was not. So yeah, it's just so strange.
Yeah. That they base that by location. Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead. Riddle me that, eBay.
Riddle me, guy, I don't know. Go figure. Go figure. But it is what it is. So
yeah.
But I know when I back down on listings, it is not a full-time job for me. And so I mentally know if I am backing down that, I'm not going to be bringing in as much money for the next week or 2. And it is a conscious decision when I do it. Maybe not always the best decision. Sometimes the decision just is what it is, and I make it and I move forward. And sometimes I'm lazy and then later go, dadgum you, Molly, you really should have done it. Right. But we know you get what you give. And because it's not my store, my touching the app for answering emails and stuff doesn't seem to really affect. Mine is more listing based, whereas yours, when you leave, as long as you're keeping active and eBay knows you're there by sending offers or whatever you do, right?
Absolutely.
But it doesn't seem to go that way on my end. But yeah, I mean, I've had some, this past weekend was crazy sales.
I don't know what happened. Somebody turned the eBay, faucet on, and it's just like
holiday weekend, man.
Yeah.
It was the start of college football. The men are in front of the TV. Not all men. I was a woman. I was in front of the TV, and the women are on their phones with the football on, and they just start shopping, man.
I guess that's it. Yeah. So one thing we can chat. So let us know in the comments how your August was. I think I put a poll up on YouTube, and I'm actually I'm going to click over there and take a look at it, because I want to see what the consensus was for people's.
Ooh. We want a percentage. We want to know.
All right. I'm going to give it to you just 1 second.
We want to
Let's see if I can figure out how to get there.
Well, hey, Stuart, how are you?
I know, right? Gosh.
Oh, I was like, I'm not, so I can't see the screen, and I'm like, Stuart's here?
She's taking the role of Stuart now for Finder Flippers.
I'm like walking back home down my block, and I'm like, they're probably talking crap about me. Like,
So the funny thing was, Samantha, that when we got on, I'm like, hey, y'all, hang on till the end. We've got some big announcements. There's a lot of changes happening in Consignment Chats, a lot of things different, some things coming up. And Libby goes, maybe because there's just two of us, we should let you know that it's not that Samantha's gone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pam. Thank you.
Oh, we clicked it at the same time. Yeah. All right. So, guys, here's the results of our poll. We ready for this?
Yeah.
I asked resellers, how was your August 2024? 33% said it was a great month. 50% said it was a terrible month.
Ooh.
17% said average month.
Yeah, I fall into the majority there.
All right. So you would say it was a terrible. We kind of chatted a little bit about our months. How
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Like I had some great sales and there were sprinkles and stuff, but God, I had a lot of days where I didn't ship anything. And then I had days where I shipped a bunch, but I was down from last year, even like compared to last August, and I don't remember how much, but it was like 20% or something. I don't remember, but yeah. And I feel like last August wasn't great, so that's not a good sign. That's
well,
but I just kept listing. Just keep listing.
It tells us how we need to manage our money moving forward for the year to prepare for August, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, June, July, and August. It was a true summer slowdown for me this year. Just
I saw a lot of that on social media and YouTube and stuff. It definitely was a slowdown, and we know that things like, we're not going to get political, but things like politics that are in the air, that does affect people's, feelings. The uncertainty and whether or not they want to spend their money, and all that has an effect. So
September's off to a great start so far, though. So we're doing good.
Yeah, right. I agree.
I'm taking September. I said September 1st was really the beginning of Q4 for me. Like, I'm ready. Yeah. Bring it on. Like, I'm ready to say goodbye to summer. Molly, do you want to tell the folks how we're saying goodbye to summer?
I was going to wait till the end, but I guess I'll tell you this little tidbit now.
You don't have to.
We have so many things to say at the end. It really doesn't matter. We can sprinkle them out throughout. Watch the whole thing, people. Don't leave until we're done.
Get yourselves ready, because next week, starting Thursday, September 12th, we are doing a diving into Q4 Listapalooza. You heard it here first. Starting next Thursday, the 12th, through Sunday, the 15th, diving into Q4. We're ready. We're doing this. We are slamming the door on Summer Slowdown, and we are prepping it up. Here we go.
Awesome. Yes, I think we all need this. We're all excited. And, when Q4 is underway, sometimes we don't have a lot of time to list. So, this is going to really kick it off really, really well for us. All of us. Yes. All right.
So everybody go over to our Patreon. You do not have to be a paying member to be part of Listapalooza. We have tons of other awesome things that paying members get, but you just, I think it says free, like free member or free tier or free subscriber. I don't know what it says.
Whatever the word free is.
Button.
Click that.
Make sure you hit that free button, and you will be a member of our Patreon. And when we do, last week we did a come list with us and opened it up to everybody as long as you were a member, free or otherwise. So go in there, and then you'll see when we post all the Listapalooza stuff. We will post some of it on Facebook and in our community and get it out there, but the majority of the stuff is going to be in our Patreon.
Yeah. We like to keep it under control. And Patreon is a good way. Patreon is a good way to do that.
If you want to pay for a tier and get a little extra us, feel free. We're there for you.
Yeah, and I think we have like the free trial member on. Like, you can try it out for a week, I think, if you want to. Yeah. So if you do want to try it, tier, give it a shot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Judith will be joining us this will be your first Listapalooza, I think, right?
See,
So
and
we're
you're going to be back into
started.
listing. This is exactly what you need.
Yes. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to talk a bit about my numbers very briefly, just so you guys know, because then I'm going to blow everything up. All right.
Things up.
Wow.
All right. So eBay was like a low. Well, no, I guess last month it was 71%. eBay this month was 80%. Poshmark was 12%. I like that to be, over 10% if I'm going to put the work in. Etsy was 5%. And this is my second month on Etsy. So, that's not too shabby. Shopify sales, like in local sales, were 3%. All right. Every month I do this. Every month I tell you guys, like, eBay was the vast majority of my sales, right? Like every month. It's like you just can do a clip of me like saying pretty much the same thing every month. So why am I busting my hump doing other stuff, guys, when I'm trying to get to my yearly goal? Why?
Well,
Why?
okay. First, we don't want to put all of our eggs in one platform, first of all. Second of all, you can't judge whether you should be on a platform or not based on summer numbers, because some of these platforms are sleepers and they come alive during Q4. Like, that is why I keep Mercari.
I was going to say, don't try to talk me into Mercari. I will not go back there. Do not, under any circumstance.
For me, I get a couple sales a month on there. It's not a big deal, but it's easy to cross list. Takes 2 seconds. I think it's super easy. And when Q4 happens, it's like 20% of my sales. Like, it bumps right up there. It goes from like 2% to 20%, and it makes me happy during Q4. So that is why I keep it. But you can't make decisions based on summer slowdown numbers.
Good point. Yep.
Like, otherwise we'd be reselling all together.
So this has been my thing since we've been doing this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not based on, not based on the summer. It's based on years of data.
Years of dating. What? Yes.
Data. Dating is not in my vocabulary. Data is. Yes. Okay.
Judith.
So I'm going, guys. I really just focused my business as of September 1st. I am doing away with all the extraneous things, and I'm putting my focus on eBay. I am not closing down my Poshmark or my Etsy or anything like that, anything extreme like that. But I'm not putting my effort there, right? Like, if my cross lister does it, great. But like, eBay needs to get up. That is my primary focus. I canceled, my Poshmark sharing tool. I got rid of my live selling software. What else? I got rid of so many things, and I'm going all in. I'm doing, I do my reseller reflections every single night, and you guys are going to follow this journey. Like, am I going to be able to get to my goal by going all in on the thing that has proven year after year to work for me? Am I going to do a lot better by getting rid of all the distractions? I'm on a social media diet. Yeah. Like, right. All the distractions are gone, and I'm all in, and that's how I'm getting.
Your social media is more like a fasting. It's not even a diet. Like, you're like fasting.
I'm still on there. I binged a little bit today, but Samantha didn't see what I posted. Can I share it?
Oh, I don't. Did you put me with the thing?
It's not just you, Samantha. Look at me.
You've got the tongue going. Look how cute she looks. What the
heck? I know. And Libby's there looking cute. Like, oh, look, I'm going to screenshot them. Let me make sure I smile.
Which is a total please. I was just trying to capture the moment while Samantha froze. I was not trying to look cute at all.
It is a total fluke, because I'm surprised she's not looking at her keyboard.
I know, right? I know. It was just
me every time I take a screenshot.
And this is what happens during our meetings, y'all. Yeah.
That's what it's real. get excited about helping people grow their businesses, right? Like this is what we do, what we love. Like we're into it, man. We're all in. We're all in. We're passionate about what we do, for sure. And it comes through in that screenshot.
Right there.
Also, right after that was some other sign language because I was mad at my internet. So it's a mix of both. We're both sides. Excitement, anger, it all happens. It happens.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah. So
you put that on social media, huh?
For me, let's see here. My numbers, I had them up. I was about 80% eBay and just over 14% on Etsy. And which I consider
what was eBay? I missed what you said. The number?
About 80%.
80. Okay. We're the same. Yeah. Okay.
And about 14% on Etsy, which I consider this to be like a dead time for Etsy. So for the dead time to be at 14% makes me real happy. Yeah. And then that'll wake. And then there was, a couple percent Facebook, a couple percent Poshmark, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what about local sales?
I haven't put a ton into that, especially in August, because I was gone for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I posted some things right before I left and made sure those were out for people to pick up, but I haven't really listed much in there since I got back or while I was gone. Now, I didn't put any of my stores on vacation mode. That was a first. I didn't have to do any away time because my husband stayed here. He opted to not go to the magical mountains because he's weird.
He was scared of us. Let's be real. He was scared of us.
He should have been. That was smart.
Yeah. When I told him that the guys were hanging out in the living room listening to 80s music and talking about sports, he was like, "Oh my God, really?" And I was like, "Yeah, like they were kind of cranky. We had them come downstairs and play pool because they were so into the 80s music." And he's like, "That's totally my scene." I'm like, "I know. You should have been there."
You convince him to come on the next one. You're going to be out of shipper. You're going to be out of shipper.
I know. That's true. But he does want to go to Colorado. So
did you also tell him that those same men ended up with facial masks and bows in their hair? Or did you bypass that?
No, he did see some photos.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he saw that. But so I didn't have to put any of my stores on vacation mode or time away or any of that. I left everything running. It's pretty easy to do when things are slow, but my husband did have to, ship out packages every day, and we got the first couple days I was a little worried. But after that, we got things out. We got a good flow. It was really good. He did a great job. He did fantastic. And now I came home and he's like, "Well, as your shipping manager," and I'm like, "Wait, what? What?" And
he's taking the title now.
Oh, he is totally owning it, and he is still shipping every day for me. And he's still like, he reminds me a lot of Nick. He's like, "Where are my screenshots? What do I need to pull? What are we doing here?" Like, it worked out great. Yeah. And I learned how to ship from another location because I sold stuff while I was in North Carolina, stuff that I had sourced in Tennessee. So Molly taught me how to do that.
Yeah. All grown up.
Learning reselling on the road. Yeah.
Right. Nice. I just love that he's getting like Nick. Sometimes now Nick will start. I'm like, "Would you stop already?" He's like, "Got any shipping? Got any shipping?"
Right.
Like, welcome home. Let's talk about dinner. Is there any shipping? Like
the one day, like I don't know, I slept in or like something happened. Maybe I was sick. I don't know. And I like jumped right into meetings. So at like noon, when we're done with meetings, I'm panicking and I'm like, "Okay, here's all the shipping." And he left, like he's gone. I'm like, what are you? What? And he's like, "Well, you didn't send them to me when you woke up this morning." I'm like, "No, I was busy, but like we need to get these done now." And he's like, "You have to send them to me as soon as you awake."
You missed your chance.
Wow.
Woo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
But so he's not allowed to go on vacations with me anymore. I'm like, what are we gonna do? We can no longer vacation as a couple.
Right? You're gonna have to separate. I love it.
Dave and I are planning on going to next year's. Awesome.
Woohoo. All right. So how are you getting, I'm not asking for specifics here. So you have a yearly goal, Samantha, that you set.
Mm-hmm.
What's your plan to get there by the end of Q4?
I just keep listing and hitting I used our listing calculator, and I make sure that I'm listing those numbers and hitting that, and just reminding myself that that's the math is there. That's what's going to get me there. And then also taking some of your advice from our mastermind and just spending that extra couple minutes a week is what I've been doing, about a half hour a week to just set sales. And I actually need to schedule that for this week, but set up my sales on eBay and newsletters and any just extra stuff to make sure I'm utilizing as much as possible.
Yes, girl. All right. You're getting there.
All right. Judith has a question, and I want to start by saying a couple of things. Number one, mine has 142 only. I'm going to teach you this now, Judith, before you come in our Listapalooza.
Yes.
Only needs to be X'd out of that system. It needs to not exist in that sentence. It needs to say, mine has 142. Right? Because only makes it sound like it ain't that much. But guess what? You have 142 items in your store.
Awesome.
Yeah. Now, they can give their numbers. I say they because, as you know, I work, my store is under Libby's. But I also want you to not let the beast of comparison get in your head, because Libby and I have been doing this for over 12 years now, correct? Or 12 years. So that's a long time to build your store. Samantha's been doing it for multiple years. So I think they're happy to share their numbers, but we also want to start by saying, please do not feel like, oh my gosh, this is years of work. So
right.
Yeah. Like even Libby and I don't compare to each other, because I know that her store is 10 times bigger than mine, and she's been doing it, 10 times longer kind of thing. So yeah, when I quit my job, I had 25 eBay store, and I quit my full-time job and said, I can do.
Oh no, we're losing her internet.
All right, Libby, you go ahead then. There, she's coming back.
Yes.
Why am I so unstable?
All right, Judith, you have 142. Woo! All right. Love it. Listing 2 a day, basically selling 1 a day till it slid in July. All right. So first of all, I love to talk in percentages because we all have such different models and such different, size stores. So, you're selling about 50% of what you're listing on a daily basis. That's what your numbers are telling me, which is exactly where I think the last time I looked, it was like 60%. So 50, 60%, like, that's awesome. I think that's pretty normal as to what you could expect, what you can expect. So my store has about 12,000 items in it, and we list about 30 to 40 a day, and sell about half of that a day. So yeah, I mean, I think you're on the right track. And and the other thing is, like, that selling and like what you sell depends on what type of items you're selling too, right? What size store you have. Like, there are people that have 100 items in their store that make 10 times the amount of money I do. And so it's all just so ridiculously relative, right? Like, I might have all those items, but there are people that are way outperforming me with less items. So comparison can be a little dangerous, but it is good to know what other people are doing, so you have something to shoot for, something to know, like, if you're in the right realm and all of that stuff. Like, I always use Scavenger Life, that old podcast, as an example. Like, I didn't know when I closed my brick and mortar that I could make a full-time living until I listened to them and I looked at their numbers and they shared their numbers. And I was like, oh, I can do this all online. Like, I don't have to have a storefront. So, it's good to know, like, you're in the right realm, you're doing the right things. And thank you for asking. I think that was such a good question.
I love that you broke it down to percentages that way, because I think that does make it more relatable when you're thinking percentage wise. And Judith, one of the things we love to do in our mastermind is set yourself goals for things like that. If you want to build that up, how to build that up, and in a way that doesn't burn you out, and those goals achievable. But that's also the fun of a Listapalooza. And so when you do our Listapalooza, you will get motivated by all the fun things that we do and get more listings up. So just get ready for that. And just remember that only is a 4-letter word, especially in a Listapalooza, because even if one listing gets done one day, you listed one item. So
absolutely,
you gotta celebrate those wins. Speaking of celebrating wins, Carmen. Ooh.
Awesome. Yes. All right.
Good job.
She has been working and just doing all the things with smile on her face the whole time.
1-year anniversary. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. That's amazing.
Proud of you. All right. What else do we have to chat about, ladies?
So, all right. I have like 2. I don't know if Samantha's going to freeze. All right. So I have 2 things on my list that I wanted to talk
oh my God,
about.
I just did it. I just want to pout now. I'm just going to make weird faces every time I freeze. I have about 1,510 things in my eBay store. And I just want to say again, I had like 20 or 25 when I quit my job. I came home, told my husband I put my notice in. I was quitting my job and I was going to resell full time. And he's like, what? You what? Because at the time I was affording a Starbucks every week. Like that's how that was working. It was not. So I quit my job.
But that was your goal. That was your goal to get Starbucks and sushi, right?
Yeah. Now I pay all my utilities, which is my goal now. So he pays the mortgage, I pay the utilities. It works out great.
Awesome.
Oh, good. We've encouraged you. Good.
Yeah. So I had, so I'm pumpkin planning my business. If you haven't joined the C Chats book club, the link is
if you're here, cheers.
Cheers. Jill's made a drinking game every time I mention book club, which is a lot because it's changed
great.
Everything. Yeah. So I'm definitely, that's where my focus comes from. That's where my new kind of business model comes from is I'm pumpkin planning it. I'm going to grow the biggest eBay pumpkin ever.
You heard it here, folks.
And give items a new home. That is what I am striving toward, and to give as many a new home as possible. So that's I'm going to be talking so much about the change I've made and the why behind it over the coming months that I won't get into it here. But I do want Molly to briefly talk about, she has also changed her business model and is striving towards something new. And you just give everybody like a teaser here, Molly.
Stay tuned for an episode in the future about the pivot in my business model. I'm sorry, Samantha does much better announcer voices. But anyway,
that was good.
So in our Patreon, we spend so much time helping people grow their business, find their why, what makes them happy, all of these wonderful things, because nothing makes us happier than to find motivated, happy, successful sellers, whatever that success looks for you, because we all have a different idea of success. But that is what we love. And we love to learn each individual person's idea of success and help them meet their goal for that. So that's what we do, right? Like we look for what they really love, what lights them up. And we kind of forgot about what lights us in the middle, me up.
Molly, yes, we ignored Molly.
We were trying to smother your light, apparently. We were no.
And I was over there singing "This Little Light of Mine,"
and we were just like putting a bushel basket over it.
No, will not let it shine. Sit down.
Be dim, darn it, dim.
Sit down and edit the video.
We wondered why she didn't have a
And there she
what?
passion for it anymore. I don't know.
Right.
Passion for it. There we go. She finished it. Anyway, so this realization came that I was not sourcing. I put a kibosh on sourcing, which anybody who listens to our episodes knows that's my love. I love to shop. I don't love to shop. I mean, I like to shop for myself, but I really love to shop for anybody at any given time, whatever you're looking for. So I always said, gosh, I should have been a personal shopper. But Libby, who was it that was with you? Was it you and Samantha? Or I can't remember, but it was like at some point you said it first, and then because Samantha wasn't there because I was scared Samantha was going to get mad.
Oh, right.
Because Samantha keeps a real good track on my sourcing, and I put myself on a sourcing hiatus, and it was hard, y'all. And then I got to source one day and I was like, guess what? And they were like, oh my God, you are so happy. So because of the happiness in my sourcing, I have adjusted my entire business plan to do what makes me happy. So stay tuned and see exactly what that looks like in an upcoming episode that we're going to create, where I can tell you exactly what that looks like. Was that good enough, or do you want more from me?
No, I think that's a good little teaser there. Yeah. And I loved how you said we make sure everybody else is happy and living their dream and growing their business and getting what they want to out of it. We're laying, foundations that look different for everybody's business. And we forgot about you.
Y'all, my whole life, nobody ever listens to me. Y'all, play the violin.
Oh my God.
And sometimes Mastermind turns into a therapy session. We are not licensed therapists, just so you know.
Nobody.
Not even close.
Poor Molly. Jill listens. Jill always listens. Jill's got my back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Jill's got my back always.
That's why there needs to be a village. Yep. We have to balance each other.
Mm-hmm. My screen's gonna freeze on the eye roll of that. I don't know.
Anyway, we kid about a lot of this, and we're making a lot of fun out of this, but it was an aha moment that we had. So, I'm excited about my new role, and but the best that we're unlicensed, but we're the best, y'all.
Unlicensed. We are not in any way qualified to give therapeutic advice.
No.
Although we do all the time.
Oh, we give tons of therapeutic advice.
What's the commercial? But we did sleep in a Holiday Inn Express last night. So
there you go.
There's that. But I think that what you were just saying, Libby, that goes to so many people in our lives. I mean, it's just like the moms that spend all their day taking care of the kids in the house, and then you forget about yourself. So that was kind of an aha moment for all of us. It was oddly funny and cool, and now I'm real excited. Not that I wasn't excited for what was going on before, but
can we just talk about how cute Paul's dog is?
Oh my gosh. I was like, why are we putting Paul and Sky up here?
It's so cute. Because because I had my little bolos, so I was adding.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's right. So you have a cool story to share.
Oh. All
right. Anyway, so
set it up.
Let's not make it about Molly. Let's move on to Samantha.
Were we done with Molly? We were just talking about free therapy sessions.
All right. So here. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. So when we were in Tennessee, we went thrifting, and we went garage selling into an estate sale, and for some reason did not get a video of this one. I think because we didn't even plan on going to it. I think it was the one where all of a sudden Pam was like across 3 lanes of traffic because she saw a garage sale sign.
Yeah.
And we weren't scared. We were cheering her on, like, we'll come back to you. Good job.
She may be a licensed NASCAR driver. I'm not sure.
She might be,
but
that makes sense for Tennessee and Florida. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The 2 places where she resides. So we go to this garage sale, show up, and they have like some boxes of stuff in the garage. Nobody's outside. Boxes of stuff that says, $10 for the whole box, $5 for the whole tote, and a rack of clothes, $1 a piece. And so everybody's thumbing through that. And then Molly's husband, Nick, says, wait, this is an estate sale. We're like, what are you talking about? And he goes, there's a giant banner on the front porch that says, come inside.
So we did. We went inside.
And barged right in there and overwhelmed these women.
She's back.
Yeah. Barged right in there. So there's all kinds of stuff set up inside. Everybody's looking around. There's a Christmas room. We're looking through books. We're doing whatever. Prices were a bit ridiculous on things. So a lot of us weren't grabbing stuff. This is the one where Cheryl, Yaya rambles. She grabs some Tupperware. And as I'm walking in from the garage, because I had went in, looked inside, went back to the garage, and I was like, there's got to be, I dug around out there. There's got to be some stuff. As I'm walking in with my stuff in my arms, Cheryl is having a conversation with the lady running this sale that she looked at prices, the lady running the sale. Well, the reason I priced these so high is because if you look on eBay and Etsy, these are real bangers. Like these got some value to them. So that's why this Tupperware lid is $12. Like it was, yeah. So I walk into Cheryl rolling her eyes.
Green spoon rest. There were two of them.
Two of them.
Priced individually for $5 each. Like it just sent Cheryl and I over the edge. Like over
what
the edge.
Nick and I wished after the fact was that I had a camera on Cheryl's facial expression when the woman said that. She was like, oh, okay. And then she went,
yeah.
Can we stop and laugh at this for a minute?
I'm glad I can help entertain you and add to the suspense of it all. I have too many tabs open is my problem. So I went out to the garage, and after I had grabbed several things in the house, asked the lady for prices. They were way I was not paying
a ton of money for things that she knew she couldn't make enough money.
Whatever. I put a bunch of stuff back. It wasn't happening. Yeah, I'm cheap. So I feel like I'm freezing again or something.
I feel like this baby bottle. I'm really in suspense here. I know what happens, and I'm still in suspense.
Anyway, she comes in with her pile of things. She's walks up to the lady. And
okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I hate this so much. You got to go to the come list with us in a little bit to hear the rest of it. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Sign up for the $25 tier. You'll get the rest. So I bring in these bags. She's like, yeah, $5 for all of it. Whatever. I skip outside. I'm skipping. I had done a quick lookup, and these things were selling for $100 for all of them. Well, guys, if you ever see Playtex drop-in bottles, I haven't sold the liners for them yet because there were boxes of liners. These drop-in bottles with the nipples and the lids, I got 2 small and 2 tall, so 2 8-ounce, 2 4-ounce. I sold them within 24 hours of putting them live on eBay. I sold them for over $50 a piece.
She did. Right here in my living room.
Yeah, the same buyer bought all of them. He had bought 2 of them the one night, and then I put the other ones live and told him I have liners, I have whatever. He said he didn't want the liners, but he bought the other 2 bottles. He was all in with shipping and taxes for over $255 for 4 bottles.
Boom!
I paid $5 for everything there, so
oh
yeah,
that is awesome.
90s Playtex people.
They even talk about your big score on the Finder Flippers podcast, YouTube channel podcast. They talk about your big, nice. They said you got the big score of the weekend, Stuart said. So yeah.
Oh,
it worked pretty
good.
You
got a shout out there.
Awesome.
So I'm here for entertainment, Judith, always. Always here for entertainment. So real quick, because all of this part that you freezing was reminding me of, I have to go back to a personal story when my son, who is a man of 23, soon to be 24, was little. We would drive from Greenville, South Carolina to Hilton Head to see grandma, right? And it was like a 4-hour drive. And a lot of times Nick would be working. So it'd just be Cal, me, and him in his little car seat. And so I would start stories to keep him entertained. And that's what I just had big time flashbacks, like you were in a car seat, because I felt like we've been playing that game now. I'd be like,
she is a lot younger than us.
There was a little boy named Cal who went to the farm and saw A, and then Cal would come up with the next line and he would say as much and freeze, and then I would do it. So yeah, Samantha and I are playing the car riding story game. So
thanks, Mom.
That's where my practice comes from.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, just had to throw that in there. I was having flashbacks for all that, but yeah, we're always here to entertain. Okay, Mike.
So we gotta start wrapping up, and we have a couple announcements to do.
All right, a couple announcements, because then we got to get ready for our live listing. Who's doing it? Go for it.
First announcement, I'm going back to North Carolina and living with Molly. That was a great week. Let's do it. No, just kidding.
You broke Molly. Were we clear on that? You totally broke her. We did not hang with the youngins. She
literally had to rest after I left.
I might have
picked up a couple of bad. She may have picked up a couple of bad habits too. Where
no, all is well. All is well. Anyway, you work well together. When I had Libby the week before Gatlinburg and Samantha the week after, and I didn't want either one of them to leave, and neither did my husband. Like, you are my people through and through. Like, I seriously, Libby and I have said this for years. We could live together and be just fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and Nick says, "Oh, Libby's so easy. She could stay here anytime as long as she wants." And then Samantha comes, and I'm like, "Well, you don't really know somebody until you live." Oh my gosh,
they're like, make yourselves at home, and I'm already kicking off my shoes and opening their fridge. So it was great. It was great.
Like, we are the kind of people, put your feet on the coffee table. Like, if you are not comfortable at my house, I am doing something wrong. Like, just get whatever you want and do whatever you want. Yeah. But I don't want to see you in my panties. I might draw the line there.
I was in her closet, but not in her panties. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, Mom.
Nice.
Okay. Do you remember that random Sunday night garage sale with the old man where everything was $5? Wait, no, $2.50. Right. That was her tea set that she got.
Don't we have a picture of that? I'm going to look. I think we might have a picture of that in our thing.
That's awesome.
So good job. Good job. And that is our standard joke now, is the $5. No, wait, $2.50.
I can't tell if nope, that's not it. Sorry.
I don't see the Miss Kitty ones in here anymore.
All right.
It was the same. It was the same sale that I got these, and I sold those for. I think I sold that for like $40.
Oh my gosh!
It was $5. No, wait, $2.50.
Clearly, I must have been West Coast Molly during this, because I
that was during West Coast Molly.
Yeah, this was you that same week. Yeah. This is the image we kept showing. We were working hard, being resellers, and you were supporting us.
Because I was about to say, I would have bought the kitty cat pumpkins. Those are adorable. Anyway, I missed them. That's what I did.
It was the same day we were climbing cliffs.
Oh, look at my Mantha.
Yeah.
All right, we got announcements to make, y'all.
Gosh. Okay, we got to work. All right, focus.
We got to work first, because we got a live listing in 10 minutes. I got to go get my lunch.
Yeah.
All right, what are we updating?
First of all, go ahead. What's first? We're going to talk about TGIF.
First of all, this is the last time you'll ever see this. We are not doing a monthly recap anymore on here. Monthly. Nope. Don't got to worry about it. Don't got first Wednesday of what? Doesn't matter. It don't matter. So we're done with this, because we're going to start integrating more of this into our weekly episodes, so you can hear about my excitement the week that I sell the baby bottles, and not now when I'm like, how much were those? I don't remember.
That was so long ago.
Right. So that's
fresh off the
that's
whatever
change number 1.
Yep.
Change number 2. Libby, what are we doing?
I forgot.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
TGIF.
TGIF is now
TGIW. What? Yes. All right.
So we are moving.
We're going to go live on Wednesdays at this time, every Wednesday on YouTube at noon Eastern time. And we are going to do live listing for 45 minutes. And then we're going to carry on the fun over in our Patreon group because we have our listings every Wednesday anyway. So this is partially because of a request from our Patreon members and partially because we think you guys will enjoy it more. Yeah.
Yes. So a request that when people join our Patreon and they're in that $25 tier and they start coming to the come list with us every week and the pop-ups that we do, then they come to these lives and they're like, well, I had to stop listing and I had to type. I had to do this. You didn't get to see my face. You didn't get to see my reaction. So we're going to start with this and then we're going to move over to that because in there we're a Zoom and we all get to see each other's faces and get to talk and there doesn't have to be so much typing. There's more working. We like to work.
It's more co-working. Yeah, it's co-working, really.
Yeah. We don't want to be a distraction.
Yep. And then so this Friday, we're actually starting it this week, right? We're going to do it for next week. But this Friday, we're going to add something. And this is confusing. Maybe you can think of it better. This Friday, we're going to do a live listing for everyone in our Patreon, paid, free, it doesn't matter, at 3:00 where we would normally go live on YouTube. So just make sure you're in the free Patreon so you get the notification. We're going to do co-working hours Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern.
It'll probably start earlier than that.
You never know. So
we have book club. We have book club.
Yep, we can.
Okay. Yeah, so it'll be after book club.
It'll just transition right into that. Yep.
You've joined that Patreon. I know Samantha shared the link in the comments. So they are there. You can go to consignmentchats.com if you want it that way. But just make sure you're in there at the very least on the free level so you can keep up to date when we do these fun pop-up working times because they're fun and we all list and we all learn and we laugh. We do
sometimes we dance if we need an exercise break.
Every time we dance. I apologize and you're welcome all at the same time.
So what was that it? I feel like there was something else we forgot.
Well, we already talked about the Listapalooza for next week. Listapalooza.
Yes. Right. And we are going to be still doing our reseller reset every other Sunday evening.
So that is
live on YouTube. So we all like to come together, talk about, our plans for the upcoming week. So that's every other Sunday night. And we need it. We all need it. There's nothing like waking up on Monday morning and having that plan and having passed it by somebody and being ready to meet the week. So if you haven't joined us for one of those, I think it's awesome.
Give us a thumbs up.
To recap, make sure you like and subscribe here. Hit the thumbs up. If you see us in any of your feeds on any platform, hit the thumbs up. Just do it, please. And go to Patreon, subscribe as a free member. We are not asking you to pay us. You will eventually because you'll love it so much. But go over there, subscribe for free, and we post all the links every day. Tell you where you're supposed to be, what to do, how to do it. We got you. We got you. So you don't have to listen to us right now and keep track of all this. You just have to go to patreon.com, Consignment Chats, and like it, and we will send you notifications.
Yes.
Boom.
All right.
We love y'all. We love y'all. We
love y'all so much that we'll see you in a couple minutes.
We'll see you in a few minutes for our
I don't have a cup to cheers, so I'm going to use my mic today.
I got a giant